Well, Luke, an awful lot of football to take in. What were your initial thoughts after that?
It's a mixed emotions really. I'm disappointed with a lot of stuff. I think there's some real positives in there as well though.
Let's focus on the positives first and foremost. Macaulay Langstaff, an absolute classic poacher's hat-trick there to salvage a game which was going the wrong way for us initially, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. And we want him to be working in the middle of the pitch and constantly to be a threat. We want to try to avoid him being too much in the channels and that type of thing. And he done that brilliantly. And without us really being particularly good with the ball today, there's always a chance because he's close to the goal and he's got great instincts, and of course he's got great finishing. So I'm really pleased with that.
Why do you think we were in that situation in the first place, 2-0 down at half time?
Yeah, I think in the first period we started the game very well. In the first of two games really, we started the game well, and we managed to control the middle of the pitch, and we needed to then make more actions in the final third. I was disappointed we didn't do that well enough. When we did get into good positions, we made the wrong decision. I was disappointed with that, but then it felt like Cambridge were brave and they pressed us, and we got into a rut, and we needed to play quicker through the press. I was disappointed with that, very disappointed. We seemed to keep making the same mistake. And then in the second period, or the second game, I was very disappointed with the beginning because Cambridge came out very aggressive and they pressed us, and we played very slowly, very predictable. Goal kick after goal kick, we're trying to play out under a ridiculously heavy press. So I was very disappointed. But the second period of the second game, they got to grips with things more. They found a bit of a rhythm and were able to put some good actions together. I think defensively was very difficult because there was a lot of mismatches on the pitch. There was a lot of guys that are playing at a good level of League One football. They're very well conditioned. They have good strength and power, and they're able to get away from some of our guys, and so that made it extremely difficult. But yeah, it was a couple of periods there that I thought were really disappointing.
Cambridge possibly also a little bit further ahead in their pre-season schedule, given their season starts early as well. How much does the heat play a factor? And that leads me on to the question: looking to the future. Obviously, we've got this heat wave coming in, health warnings and all that sort of stuff. Is that coming into you and the coaching staff thinking at all with training and preparations for Boston?
Yeah, it is. But we're gonna train twice a day, regardless of the heat, because we need to improve. We need to improve, so we're going to be training in the heat. We'll take precautions to make sure everyone's hydrated and that we have breaks and that we try to cool the players down as much as we can. But ultimately, we need to get on with it, and we need to try and improve and deal with the conditions whilst we're improving.
Bit of housework on the players that weren't here. So we have Ruben Rodriguez first and foremost. What's the latest on him?
Yeah, Ruben's on track to come back in to train on Monday.
Good stuff. Kedwin Scott, I know he was ill. Is he getting anywhere nearer to being back involved in matchday squads, do you think?
Yeah, he is. He's no longer ill, but he still has some side effects left over that we need to help him. He's got some sort of scar tissue, or whatever the correct term is, on his lungs, which is stopping him from full capacity of breathing. But he will get over that. He's young, he's healthy, and whatever. So we just need to get him through that so he can train properly.
Connell Rawlinson wasn't here today either?
No, he has an injury that we're trying to get to the bottom of. We're hoping it's less serious, obviously, than anything else, but we need to be sure, and so we need to rule out anything serious before we get him back on the training pitch.
What's on the agenda for you and Ryan then on the way back? Presumably you're looking forward to getting your teeth stuck into that game and analysing it all and working on it with the boys next week.
Yeah, we have a lot of footage to review, and we need to then chop that down into chunks that we can digest, and then we need to use that to go to the training ground to pinpoint the stuff that is difficult for us. I mean, look, it's a tough challenge because you're playing against, like I say, a very good team that they have probably more players of the level at their disposal. We probably in both teams had players that it really is too much for them, but it was still a great, still a great exercise. But we don't want to come away and say, okay, they're League One and they overpowered us and they were too good for us, because there's things that we could have matched them with. There's things that were unacceptable, that it doesn't matter that they're better. There's certain things that we could have done to try to nullify them. And if it came down to moments of excellence from your opponents to beat you, then so be it. But it looks to me that we gifted them too many opportunities that we were able to stop that from happening. There was a couple of actions where they played quick. There's not a lot you can do. Players done something individually. You have to say, okay, fair enough. But far too many that we allowed them, we gifted them.
I could understand you're unhappy with that, but I suppose that is an element of what pre-season's all about, and you've got plenty of time to still work with this group ahead of the season.
Yeah, as long as we use the time and we don't accept things and put it down to something else. No, it's not. It was a performance issue. A lot of it was a performance issue. Like I say, some of it was a quality thing and opponents that were better. But the bits that were down to performance, we need to drill down and work on that.